Hi there. Welcome to day 26 of the Earth Month Stitch Along Challenge. And clearly I'm doing these earlier in the morning now, and I haven't spoken for very long yet. It's the final week of Earth Month. And it seems to me that I keep finding more and more things on my daily dog walks. And here's what I found today. I found one of these. Somebody bought a pair of socks or something. I found a piece of I don't know, came off some packaging or something. I found a bottle cap. Those are everywhere. And I found this. It looks to me like it might be a tennis ball or a piece of a tennis shoe that got ripped apart by a dog or something. Anyhow, that's what I found today. And these things are going to be part of my artwork today for they're going to be stitched into my little artwork for Earth Month Challenge today. So I'm going to put them down here and let's get started. All right, so here is my little piece of plastic, my clear plastic. Let's see, how should I arrange these things today? We can do a funny face. That could be pretty silly. I could do a flower, an exotic looking flower, right? Maybe. Ooh, I kind of like that. Maybe like this. No, I like it the other way. Look at that. It can be an exotic flower. But I think I'm going to use my awl to poke a few holes in the bottle cap because I'd rather not strain my hands when I try to stitch through this. It's possible. I have done it before, but I prefer not to strain my hands too much. I don't know about your hands, but my hands hurt after a while with the amount of hand stitching that I do daily. My hands start to hurt. So I actually wind up wearing copper gloves, and those help. But I'd rather not strain my hands in the first place too much. There we go. So a couple of holes poked through. And I think that's going to be my composition. So I have some green variegated thread that I used earlier in the week, and I'm going to continue with that. I'm going to put these aside over here to remind myself how I want them. And I'm going to start with this little hooky thing. So I think I'll just tack it on right here at the bottom. Let's start with that. And then I will just couch around it. Oops. I poked right through the knot here. So let me fix that. Let me pull these. Let's pull this up. And pull this over. There we go. That's neater. All right. So now I will go in this way. So this creates a nice little bottom, 3 stitches at the bottom. And now I will just do sort of a zigzag kind of couching stitch on the rest of this. And it doesn't need many, it just needs a few because it's pretty flat and it's pretty small. It just needs a little bit. I made that a little bit off kilter, but that's just fine. Okay, so actually I think that's enough stitches to keep it in place. And the next piece I want to go here. So I'm going to stitch right through this, and I think actually it might be cool if I hold this down with a couple of French knots. Just very simple. Because this is a soft fabric-like material. Oh, I'm getting snagged on the hook thing here. There, okay. But because it's a soft fabric-like material, I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'll use a couple of French knots just to attach it and be a little bit decorative at the same time. So there we go. I think one more. I always like odd numbers. So let's do one more right through here. Okay. And question becomes, do I want to keep going with this thread? I don't have a lot left. Or do I want to switch to the next thing? I think I'm going to switch to the next thing. So I'm going to tie this off. I'm going to hook through this stitch over here and hook through this little loop and tie a knot. There we go. There's my scissors. All right. I do have another needle pre-threaded with some green thread, so I'm going to continue with that. Let's do this little bottle cap first with my pre-drilled holes, and the key is trying to get the first stitch in. That's always a little bit of a challenge. There we go. Hopefully my knot there is long enough to hold it. I mean, big enough to hold it. Okay, so let's do it this way. And I like that these stitches turn out to be sort of like petals. Just, yeah, not too much like petals, but just enough to have an interest. And there we go. Very simple. Just a fun, wonky flower for today. I cannot believe how fast April is flying by, and I think I might have said that already, but I'm going to keep saying it because it keeps flying. It keeps going right by. Thank you for those of you who have stuck with me for this challenge. Thank you for the photos. My website with the gallery page for everyone's artwork has been updated. And I don't know if you know, but I also share your work in my stories too. So if you share your stitch along projects and you tag me, I always make sure to share. Oops, I missed a stitch. I'm talking too much. Okay, let's see. Now I gotta thread my needle again. Nope, I'm gonna have to trim it first. There we go. Okay. I skipped over one. I wanted to go in here. There we go. Okay, so just a couple of more stitches. One in here. And in here. And I'm going to tie this off, and I have a little bit of blue thread left over, and I will use that for the final piece that I'm going to stitch on here. Okay, so there's that portion of the flower. And now I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to make a little loop and finish things off here. Nope. Okay. There, that's good. I'm going to snip that off. And I have this blue thread here, and I will use it to stitch on my final little piece of a dirty plastic. It looks to me like it was something that came off of a candy package or something. And I'm going to put it on in here. And I'm just going to use a basic running stitch to keep it in place, because that is plenty for a little piece flat piece of plastic like this. Okay. Oop. There we go. Okay. So there it is. Now I'm just going to tie it off on the back. And there's my little abstract, oh, I don't know, flower, tree, whatever you want to call it. That is here for day 26. Okay, so there we go, and here it is. Here's my little artwork for the day, all found objects, all stitched down with leftover thread bits. Here you go. Thanks for joining me here today. I'll see you tomorrow.